What do you do if a customer's house makes you sick for 24 hours after every time you clean? That is a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com, and that is a hub that partners house cleaners with homeowners. So if you are a house cleaner and you have not listed your business yet, race on over there and list your business. There are free and paid listings. Just depends on how much information you want to add and how you want to show up in the search engines. The paid listing gives you more options, but the free option puts you on the map and it allows people to find you. So list your business at housecleaning360.com so that people who are looking for house cleaners in your area can find you. All right, on to today's session, which is from a house cleaner who goes to a customer's house. When she gets there, the house is so covered in dust that she says, just breathing makes me sick. And then the owners of the home have 4 dogs, and she says there's dog hair everywhere. Inside the bathroom, she says the smell of urine is so strong. She doesn't know if it's people or pet urine, but the smell is so strong that it almost knocks you out. And she says there's no venting or windows in the bathroom. So that's kind of a problem. Then she says the rest of the house is so cluttered and so junky that when you go to lift anything up, a bunch of dog hair and a bunch of dust comes up and it makes you physically ill. So 24 hours after she leaves the customer's house, she's at home in bed, sick as a dog. And she says, my eyes water. I've got the worst allergies of my life. I've been vomiting. I'm sick. I've just got a terrible headache. And it happens every time I go to clean this customer's house. What do you recommend? So this is a problem, and it's a very real problem that happens with a lot of house cleaners who go inside homes that are not up to living standard. So what happens when you go to bid a job at a customer's house, and as you do the walkthrough, you're going to see this kind of stuff. You're going to see the dust. You're going to see the dog hair. And we don't want to shame the customers because right now the customer is living in that space. But they know it's not a good environment. That's why they've called you. So a great question to ask on your walkthrough is this. When you called me, you had something in mind. What were you hoping I would accomplish or achieve while I'm at your house cleaning? And then let the customer tell you what they are hoping for. Are they just hoping you'll vacuum the big clumps of hair up? Are they hoping that you'll dust everything? Or are they hoping that you will bring their house back to a living standard? Now, if it is a living standard and that's what they want, and they are expressing this to you, that is their data. Now, we've talked in other videos about my data versus your data, right? If it's the customer's data, they won't argue with it. But if you come into the house and you go, man, this place is filthy and it looks atrocious and there's dog hair everywhere and it smells like urine and oh, this is awful, you're going to embarrass them and they're going to kick you out of their house. They know it's bad, that's why they hired you. So if they tell you, here's what I'm hoping you'll do, this is a great time to segue into the conversation that we are partners in this together. So I can come clean your house, but once I clean something, you are going to need to maintain it between cleanings. So when I come back, I will clean it again, but that won't be my main focus next time. The next time I come, I'm going to focus on a different area and we're going to get that up to living standard. Then you have to maintain that until I come back again. Then I'll clean this, and then I will go focus on another area. And then now it's your job to go behind me and maintain those areas so this doesn't continue. We don't want the house to get back in this condition. So if we're going to raise the whole house up to a living standard, we want to make sure that it's maintained in between. Is that fair? And then have the customer go, yeah, that's fair. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, great. So here's what I need to do. And then you'll explain what you're going to do and then explain what they are going to do so that they know, because a lot of customers don't know. My guess is that if their house is like this already, they don't know how to keep it clean. Otherwise, they would keep it clean. They recognize it needs to be clean, but they don't know what to do. And so you'll need to go in the bathroom and explain, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this entire bathroom. We're going to do a ceiling to floor wipe down. I'm going to wipe down all the walls and I'm going to scour out all the corners. We're going to clean all the grout and literally spend maybe a whole day on this bathroom. It really depends on what's going to be required. Then when I leave, every day you're going to come in and you're going to clean out the toilet bowl. You're going to wipe the outside of the toilet and around the toilet and the floor, because if people are peeing on the walls and the floor, we want to make sure we get that up and that it just doesn't become a toxic environment. Is that fair? And they go, yeah, that's fair. Okay, great, awesome. So now they know what they're going to do. They know what you're going to do. Everything is all set in stone. Then when you come back, if that's not the case, if they haven't maintained their standard of excellence, you have to have another conversation with them. You say, hey, listen, you agreed that you were going to maintain the place when I come back, and I came back and it's not maintained. So here's the problem. Instead of me going to the next area and being able to focus on the next area, I've got to go back and spend all the time redoing the big job that I redid the big job last time. So now I'm not going to be able to advance very quickly from point A to point B. So can you share with me what happened here? Because something fell through the cracks. And you don't have to point the finger at them. Obviously, the finger is at them because they didn't maintain what they were supposed to do between your cleanings. But you need to find out what's going on here. Because there are some people that literally, honestly, don't understand what it is they're supposed to do. And it may take you taking them in the bathroom and saying, hey, I'm going to clean the bathroom. Do you want to come watch me? Do you want me to show you what it is I do? And then they go, yeah, let me see. A lot of times once people see what needs to be done, they're like, oh, I totally can do that. And it's not being condescending. It's not being rude. But if you actually have a care and a feeling for humanity, you're going to help these people upgrade their living standard. It's not your job to train them how to clean their house. It is not. But it's a huge mulligan if you teach them how to do it, because that enhances their way of living. And then when you leave, they can clean in between the cleanings. Now, as far as the being sick at someone's house, you need to protect yourself, because if you get sick at a customer's house, it's going to pull you out of the workforce for 24 hours or 2 days or a week or however long it takes for you to get well again. So there's a concoction that I've used for years. Lots of people make fun of me because it's a sour, nasty tasting drink, but it's very great for your immune system. And in this particular case, your immune system is going to take a hit every single time you go to this house until you get the house up to living standards. So here is what it is. You take a bottle of water, and it doesn't matter. I just use this as an example. You can just use a regular cup, but this is about 16 ounces. So I drink the water all the way down to the top of the label, okay? That's about 4 ounces. Then I take some apple cider vinegar. This is apple cider vinegar. It doesn't really matter the brand. There's Bragg's, there's Heinz, but you want to get it with the mother. The mother is this icky stuff at the bottom. And basically, it's the good stuff that's in apple cider vinegar. So you'll shake it up really well before you mix it up, but you want the apple cider vinegar with the mother. All right, then lemon juice. And it doesn't matter, any kind of lemon juice will work. What you're trying to do is just get some in your system so that it helps fight the bacteria and stuff that you're breathing in. All right, this is just lemon juice. And I would take about 50% apple cider vinegar and the other 50% lemon. And it doesn't matter which you use, just about 2 ounces of each. And then shake it up really well and drink one of these every single day that you're on the job. Now, again, it's nasty. You think you would get used to the taste of it. I don't. It's still nasty after all these years, but it keeps me really, really healthy. And it's kept me from calling in sick for 14 years. So I take it every day, and it's great for allergies. When you go to the house, you might consider a dust mask. Now, there are lots of dust masks, and I will put links in the show notes. There are reusable ones that you can throw in your washing machine. And then there are disposable ones that when you take them off, you throw them away. You may want to use the disposable ones on this particular house, because when you leave, you're going to be throwing away your Swiffer duster that's in your back pocket. You're going to be pulling off your shoe covers. Those go in the trash. Your gloves go in the trash. Your face mask goes in the trash. You don't want any of this stuff to go home and go through your laundry. You don't want to contaminate other cleaning supplies with it. You don't want any of your other stuff to touch this. When you get home, take off your clothes. And in my house, when I come in, I have a laundry room right inside. If you don't have this, you have to change somewhere else. But I literally would take off my cleaning clothes right there in the laundry room before going on into the rest of the house, because you don't want all that hair and all that stuff to contaminate the rest of your house and all of your stuff. So get the cleaning clothes off. They go immediately in the washing machine, and you'll have to wash those. The customers you have that have toxic homes. We don't want to call toxic homes in front of the customer. Again, that's shaming and embarrassing them. But there are people who live in toxic environments. And it's sad if there are children that live in those environments. So you want to do as much as you can to help these people out. But if you get to a place where you're doing all of your precautions and you're staying healthy and you're taking your apple cider vinegar drinks every day and you're wearing your dust masks and you're doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. If you're still sick, after 3 or 4 more times, you may have to say goodbye to that client. I've had clients over the years, a couple of them, not a lot, but they were not able to maintain their space and they went back to living in a state of mold and bacteria and dust and just a violent way to live as far as your immune system goes. And the people that lived there were always sick. And then every time I cleaned or any of my folks cleaned, we were always sick. So if they're not going to commit to upgrading their standard of living, you may have to say goodbye. And then just make a note, our company can't clean this house ever again because we're just not up for it. We're not a good fit. And then you have to make that decision as a business owner. So take care of yourself first. And if you can help the customer in the process, please give them a try because everyone deserves to live in a clean place. And if you can't and they refuse to participate with you and they refuse to help, there's not a whole lot you can do. You're going to have to move on. All right, that's my 2 cents for today. I am so sorry you're sick. I pray that you'll get better soon. And please take care of yourself because your health matters in this business. You are your company's biggest piece of equipment and you are your company's biggest asset. So take care of you first. That is your main priority. Otherwise, all the rest of your business just kind of crumbles. Alrighty, until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.